Episode number 973, the BNI Foundation and Ambassador Program.
You're listening to the official BNI podcast with BNI founder and Chief Visionary Officer, Dr. Ivan Misner. Stay tuned for networking and referral marketing tips from the man who's been called the father of modern networking, along with suggestions and insights into getting the most from your membership in the world's largest networking organization, BNI.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the official BNI podcast. I'm Priscilla Rice, and I'm coming to you from Live Oak Recording Studio in Berkeley, California, and I'm joined on the phone today by the founder and the Chief Visionary Officer of BNI, Dr. Ivan Misner. Hello, Ivan. How are you and where are you?
I am at home in Austin, Texas today. The sweltering heat of August for Austin, and I'm just thankful that the deity of your choice made swimming pools and air conditioning.
Oh, that's great. And who do you have on as a guest today?
I have somebody who's been on the podcast now five times. Shirley Town. Shirley has done many different podcasts for the BNI podcast, including one of my favorites, podcast number 730, and let's put a link in the podcast for it. I love it because Shirley talked about the fact that she used to pay, as I recall, Shirley, correct me if I'm wrong, it was $5,000 a month for Yellow Page advertising.
That is so correct.
Yeah, and the Gen Z people are going to go, what's the Yellow Pages? But it just advertising. And the BNI membership ended up making more money than the advertising. And so the whole point of that podcast is, if BNI cost you $5,000 a month, would you treat it differently? And I just love that concept. It's one of my favorite podcasts. Go listen to it, episode number 730, done 5 years ago. Well, welcome back. Shirley, this is your sixth visit to BNI podcast.
Honored to be here.
Yeah, you're such a great director. You joined BNI in 2013. You represented ADT Home Services, and you brought a lot of passion, obviously, to building your chapter. In 2017, you stepped into the role of executive director, and I'm so glad you did. You're the executive director for BNI SC Midlands, where you really quickly made a significant impact. In your first year, you grew the region from 269 members, and over the last 8 years, it's got an impressive 761 plus members. So your leadership and your results have driven an approach that have earned you recognition as the Executive Director of the Year, 3 years in the organization, and the honored prestigious CEO award by Mary Kennedy Thompson. And it's such a pleasure to have you as part of the organization. And you're now, condolences or congratulations, whichever are in order. You're now the chairperson for the BNI Foundation, and that fits because you're known for your heart for service and commitment to growth. And so, welcome back to the BNI podcast.
Thank you so much. I told somebody today that I always said that when I retired, I wanted to help nonprofits raise money, and to be able to do that now through BNI is just a dream come true. So to be able to have an impact through the foundation and all of our nonprofits, I'm just honored to be able to do so. It's a huge congrats for me. It's like, pinch me. I can't believe I get to do this.
Well, pinch me. I'm happy that you're doing it because, it's really important to have new blood come into a nonprofit or onto a board. I'm a believer of that. I just am stepping down from the TLC board, which I've been on for over 14 years. And it's good to have new blood come in and with new ideas and a new set of energy, even when the previous board, which I was certainly a member of in BNI and a member of in the Transformational Leadership Council, even when the mature board has done amazing things, it's still good to have new people come on. And that's what you've done with the BNI Foundation.
Yeah, excited for it.
So can you briefly tell us, this podcasts go by so quick.
Yes.
Can you briefly tell us what the mission and the impact of the BNI Foundation is?
Yeah, so the BNI Foundation is to benefit children and education, and we do that through different avenues. But Business Voices is where you put your talent in. You go to local schools and have an impact on that level. We have Future Leaders Week where we spend time with young folks, letting them know all about BNI and mentorship. We also do some amazing Givers Gain grants where we really work with the schools in areas to be able to help them with giving them grants. And then lastly, there's the endowment fund, which I love because it's going to make the BNI Foundation live forever to be able to do all this good stuff.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to be a Meisner Fellow, just go to the BNIFoundation.com website and find out on how you can become a Meisner Fellow. We hit our first level of goal. We wanted to go over $1 million in the endowment, and we now have that, and we're excited about that. But you also wanted to talk about something reasonably new, and that's the BNI Foundation Ambassador.
Yeah, so I was a member of BNI and didn't know about the foundation until I went to a conference. And so it's my goal to get it out at the chapter level. And why not have BNI ambassadors that are on the ground level, that are members really representing the BNI Foundation in their regions and then their chapters. And so that's what we're doing. We're getting a bunch of nonprofit minded givers gain type people that will bring our initiatives to the chapter level. And so we have ambassadors calls every other month, and we get all the ambassadors together to talk about what we're going to do next. And the biggest part of that is the business voices. Like, what can we do in our local schools to help our teachers and our leaders really be impactful in what they do through Givers Gain grants and all of the other initiatives that we do through the foundation.
So people who want to become foundation ambassadors, and I think that's a great concept because as a member, you get to go visit many chapters as a foundation ambassador. And so it sort of helps two things. It helps the foundation, but it also helps you as a business person. How can people become a foundation ambassador? Where would they go for that?
Yeah, so visiting our BNI Foundation Facebook page, we always announce when we are going to have the foundation calls. And so you can register for that call and jump on the call, and we'll share with you how to get involved at the chapter or regional level and even the national level. So we have some folks that are doing some things like the walk and talk. We have Elaine Zambos that is going to take the idea that we do the walk and talk at conferences, and we're going to bring those down to the regional level to just have some networking, but also to have an impact with the foundation.
Yeah, I just went to Facebook and typed in Foundation, BNI Foundation on the search engine, and I got facebook.com/BNI Foundation. So that's where you go. And then you can always leave a personal message and say, hey, I want to be an ambassador, and somebody will get back to you.
Absolutely.
So how can this lead to having more nonprofits in a region that can work with the BNI Foundation? Because we don't want to compete with the nonprofits. We believe that we are compatible. And how does this lead to nonprofits participating?
So that's where I think my biggest vision is early on when I would ask members, they would be like, oh, I want to help the foundation, but I don't want to disrespect the nonprofit that we have in our chapter. I'm like, we never want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, tell me about your nonprofit. And it just so happens that their nonprofit had to do with children and education. I'm like, you're the perfect fit. Like, you are exactly what we're looking for. But even nonprofits that have nothing to do with children and education, we're not going to compete with you on any level. But we want to help every nonprofit take their mission next level. And so in our region, we've worked really, really hard to come up with programs to support all nonprofits. we want to have webinars and get that out there. I hear that the month of November is going to be a great month to learn about BNI nonprofits and how you can get nonprofits to join your chapters. And so we're going to be working with Heather in marketing to push out some of those things. But we have initiatives that go year round to help all of our nonprofits. And then where the BNI Foundation is symbiotic, like we can help you with Givers Gain grants if you work with children in education. So why wouldn't we go out into the world and try to bring in a nonprofit to your chapter that has to do with children and education? And then it's a win-win situation. But even if it's not to do with children and education, we still can help you come up with programs to really take your nonprofit next level. Ivan, I did not know that nonprofits even existed in the BNI world until I heard a podcast with you where you talked about how nonprofits are a big fit. And after I heard that, I was like, oh, I'm going to get nonprofits. We have 22 nonprofits in our region today. And it's all because I heard a podcast about you. That's what got me to reach out to you and say, can we do a podcast about the BNI Foundation? Because that's how I learned. And I'm hoping that others will hear this and will learn about the BNI Foundation and we can really get it out across our nation, but across all of the countries. We have a lot of amazing things happening in countries through Business Voices.
Yeah, Business Voices is the community outreach arm of the BNI Foundation. I mentioned BNIFoundation.com. I just did a search. At this moment, there's an error on that connection. So you can also go to BNIFoundation.org, which is a common foundation. And that website is currently working just fine. Also, the Facebook page you mentioned, I happened to see the ambassador, a post for the ambassador presentation. So that seems to be going on actively. And those are two great places where people can join. I've actually had members say to me, I joined BNI because of its commitment to charitable work. And
I love that.
I just love when I hear that.
Yes. I mean, it is the way that BNI gives back. Like we operate off of a giver's gain philosophy, but the foundation is the way that we give back. And I love that.
Well, we're out of time. I know you wanted me to share one story.
Yes, I did.
And this is a BNI Business Voices story. We had a number of chapters in a region on the east coast of the United States where it gets very cold. Go to an elementary school and ask the principal, how can we help you? And the principal was, first of all, blown away. Really? Seriously? You guys want to help? And they said, yeah, what can we do? What's your problem? He said, at the moment, our biggest problem is that we have kids going to school with no shoes or with shoes with holes in them, and it's cold. There's snow. It's freezing. And when children when their feet are cold, they're not going to be able to pay attention in class. And so it was amazing. The region was like, we got this. And the principal was like, what do you mean? No, we got this. We'll take care of this. And within just a few weeks, they delivered literally truckloads of shoes, lightly used, and in many cases, brand new children's shoes. They had to pick a room to store all the shoes so that no children would have bare feet or shoes with holes in them again. And to me, that's such a great Business Voices project.
Oh, I love that story. That's amazing. Like that's the impact that we want to have. And you hit on something. How can we help? Like to go to a school and ask that question. They will tell you. They will share it.
They will. All right. So if you're interested, go to the Facebook page for the BNI Foundation or go to BNIFoundation.org and you'll be able to get to the website. Shirley, thank you so much for your time. You've been on probably as much or more than almost any other director, and that honestly, that shows you how much I respect your contributions to the organization.
Ivan, that means the world to me.
Thank you, Shirley. Over to you, Priscilla.
Okay, great. Thank you both so much. That was a wonderful podcast. This podcast is sponsored by MeisnerAudioPrograms.com. These audio programs will provide you with the tools and the inspiration to powerfully enhance your BNI experience. So check out the great material that's available to you at MeisnerAudioPrograms.com, and then use the promo code IVAN50 for 50% off of everything. All of the proceeds go to the BNI Foundation. Thank you so much for listening. This is Priscilla Rice, and we look forward to having you join us again next week for another exciting episode of the official BNI podcast.
Priscilla, I've never done this at the end of a podcast, but I'm going to throw something else in if you don't mind. And that is, if you're an education coordinator, please share this information with your chapter. They really need to hear it. Thanks, Priscilla.
Okay, great. Thanks, Ivan.